And I think we're live. Hello, everybody. It's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube. Be sure to check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com for everything Royal Caribbean related. Happy Monday, everybody. Brand new week. Thanks for hanging out with us here today on this YouTube Monday. Every Monday, we are live with you here on YouTube. And if we're not live, when we're not live, we're over at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. With plenty more to keep you busy, occupied, and entertained, might I add, over at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Tony Diaz is here setting up the chips and donuts. Love that. What a team player Tony is. What's up, Tony? Angel, Angel, welcome. Brandy Anderson is here. Cruise Addicts is here. Carlos from DC, welcome. Monty Love in the house. Preston is here. We got Mark, Cindy Rondon, Chris Eppolito, David Sachs from Baltimore. Nisa was just thinking, where is Matt? Yeah, a few minutes late here. You know, I gotta get everything squared away out here, but thanks for sticking with me here this evening. Do appreciate that. Hazel, hello. Lawrence Lindquist, hello. JJ, what's going on? We've got Vera in the house. We've got Grace in the house. Anne-Marie Myers, supposed to be sailing on Mariner today. Ugh, that's the worst, isn't it? Let's start today's live broadcast with the most important question. How many days until your next Royal Caribbean cruise? Type your countdown in chat right now. Let's count down together how many days. Theoretically, anyway, because we all know cruise countdowns these days, they're suspect, but we'll see. My countdown is, let's see here. How many days till July 3rd?
It's 46 days until then.
46 days till my next cruise on Navigator of the Seas. Jason Rivas, hello. Jenny, hello. Brogan, what's going on, Brogan? Good to see you. Ed Speece with the first super chat of the evening. And it's a big one. Thank you, Ed. Ed just writes, first, you, sir, have the honor and the distinction of having the first super chat this evening. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for your kind generosity, sir. Do appreciate that. And Ed's countdown is 181 days till his next cruise. Gloria from Edmonton is here. James Farrell also here. Joy from Northeast California is here. Anne-Marie Myers, 370 till Allure of the Seas. Nice. Brittany, I finally caught a live and not the replay. You found me. You are here. Thanks for being a part of the fun. So glad you made it. Let's see, we got TSRST12251. Hello. Thomas Stacy's here. Charles O'Connor, 110 days before my cruise on Symphony of the Sea, September 5th. Do you think we'll be sailing by then? I really hope so, my friend. I really, really hope we're going to be sailing much sooner than you expect. Anyone expects, quite frankly. So my fingers are crossed for that. Randy Patrick with a super chat. Holy moly. Thank you, Randy. Randy, it's 181 till Allure of the Sea. 6 months countdown. Insider, gotta get it all in. Wow. Hold on a second. I gotta ban somebody here because just, you know. Actually, that was the wrong one. Hide user. There we go. Sorry about that. Randy Patrick, yeah. Gotta get it all in there. And thank you, Randy, for being a insider. Do appreciate that as well. Kind generosity coming out of coming out of both ends. That's the wrong way to say it. In multiple directions. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Gail going on Navigator. Nice. Sarah Baker. Hello. Badrish just joined. Welcome. Glad to have you guys. If you guys are new to my live broadcast, welcome. My name is Matt. I am from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and we're hanging out here talking Royal Caribbean together. We're going to go to our next question here. George Riley, do you know what the Future Cruise Credit is based upon? Got Future Cruise Credit, but does not appear to be based upon fare or fare minus deposits. The Future Cruise Credit is your cruise fare minus your taxes, port fees, gratuity. Deposit is supposed to be part of it. Now, George, I would not be shocked, I hate to say it, to hear that they messed it up. But what it really should be, George, is if you were to look at your invoice for your cruise that you booked, the line item for each person should match up to that amount. Unless, of course, you've got 125, then it'll be a little bit more than that. But it's the port fees, taxes, gratuities, insurance, any of those add-ons get refunded directly. They're not part of the Future Cruise Credit. Now, again, if you're saying, Matt, this Future Cruise Credit is drastically less than it's supposed to be, then I would call Royal Caribbean your travel agent. Better yet. Chance Carroll with a super chat. And Chance writes, #1 fan. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Very, very kind of you, sir. Good to see you here today, Chance. Ruth, I had to cancel my cruise. When do I get my excursion money back? Did you, I was gonna say, did you cancel on your own, or did you cancel the cruise and then thus subsequently your excursion was canceled? The cruise planner purchases usually come back fairly quickly, 3 to 5 business days. These days, though, when you get your refunds from any of this stuff, really runs the gamut. But in my experience, the cruise planner purchases, drink packages, excursions, those tend to be refunded a whole lot more quickly. I think they're on a different system, quite frankly. So, Mike D's supposed to be cruising on the 12th. Do you think it'll happen? 12th of June? I mean, listen, I wouldn't bet on it, but it remains to be seen. I don't know any more than you guys do. This Wednesday, as in the day after tomorrow, unless you're in Australia, then it's just tomorrow. This Wednesday, Royal Caribbean is going to be holding it's going to hold a phone conference with investors about its first quarter results, and on top of that, they've also said a business update, which is never part of that announcement. So if I was a betting man, Wednesday morning, guys, keep your peepers glued to RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, where I'm going to have as much over there as I can. I think it's going to be a lot of news coming out on Wednesday. So, yeah. Mighty Redino, what is your favorite Royal Caribbean ship? I love Harmony of the Seas. Amanda says, are the pull-down beds easy to use? Yeah, you know why? Because you don't have to worry about them. Your stateroom attendant can do it for you. They set it up for you. You're good to go. Dondre, do you think they'll actually get rid of the buffet? Royal Caribbean's president and CEO, Michael Bailey, said last week that it is, at least in the short term, they're going to probably get rid of that, or at least change up the concept of it. Long term, I think eventually one day it will return, but in the short term, they're coming up with a new restaurant concept. We reported that first at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and they're not sure what that's going to look like, quite frankly. It sounds to me like they're going to take the venue, they're going to come up with a new idea, a new concept of how it's going to be run. There'll still be a restaurant venue there, but it will not be a traditional buffet. That much is pretty much set. Let's see here. Chris Apolito, I got the 125% Future Cruise credit on the fare, but they're telling me that choosing the Future Cruise credit gave me the Future Cruise credit for the drink package too. I thought the drink package was auto refund. Chris, I'm not sure how when your cruise got canceled, there's two decisions, I guess. One is the Future Cruise credit for the cruise fare, and one is for the onboard purchases. They're not linked together. Like if you choose the cruise fare, the what you bought, like the drink packages, don't necessarily have to be Future Cruise credits as well. So yeah. Anhel, what time did you go live on Facebook? I go live on Tuesday and Saturdays. I'm usually around this time, around 8 p.m. Eastern. As you know, today I started about 8:30. I don't have a set time because I know myself, and if I say to you guys, I'm gonna be live at 8 o'clock, I'm not gonna be live at 8. I'll be around 8, maybe 7:30, maybe 8, maybe 8:30, but I want to keep it real and not lie to you guys. TNT Films, why are the staff members so nice? That's part of their training that Royal Caribbean puts them through. I mean, first of all, they're nice people. But on top of that, that's part of what they do. They're supposed to be providing excellent service. Brogan, what about other buffet areas like El Loco Fresh? That's a good question, Brogan. Obviously, the Windjammer is the epicenter. It's the buffet. I suspect this, Brogan. When Royal Caribbean is prepared to return to service, there is going to be a in-depth set of new policies and rules that will cover all those kind of scenarios. Chef Jason 13 with the super chat. Thank you, Chef Jason. 180 days till 180-ish days till Harmony of the Seas. Turkey Day at Sea. Love that. I've done Thanksgiving a number of years. Thoughts on the floating cabanas at Coco Cay? Pretty, a lot of money. Yeah, they're amazing. I have walked through them. Didn't actually stay in one because the cruise I had it booked for was canceled. It's a lot of money, but Jason, the looks do not deceive in this situation. It is super amazing. When you get there, Jason, and you get to that floating cabana, you'll be like, this was worth the money. This was worth it's incredible. It is heads and shoulders above other cabana experiences. Really, really impressed. Trades all day. How is St. John's Antigua? Antigua's island I haven't been to in a little while, but it's a beautiful island, fabulous beaches there, and Royal Caribbean is or was, I think they're still going to do it, but maybe delayed. They're going to be building a new beach club concept, the first one opening in Antigua. So basically, Trains All Day, instead of having like a private island like Coco Cay, They're doing like basically their own private beach excursion that you can book only for Royal Caribbean guests. But that was supposed to, I think, open like sometime next year. Obviously, that's not going to happen. It's going to be delayed at the very least. So, Jerry, Freedom of the Seas from Royal Caribbean. I'm going to have to get a question, and you have... Jerry, I'm not sure I understand your question. Your words, I understand the words, but not the whole concept. Kim Oakland with a giant super chat. Woo! Thank you, Kim, for your... I mean, I was always generosity. Your super generosity, Kim. My goodness. Thank you so much, my friend. Kim, aside from the hurricanes, how rainy does it tend to be late September, early October in the Bahamas? It'll vary. Usually what happens, Kim, it will rain at some point during the day. It will not be an all-day washout. In hurricane season, September, October, in the tropics, you're going to get a bright sunny start to your day. You're going to get an afternoon thunderstorm that may last 10 minutes. It may last 30 minutes, maybe even last an hour. But it's short-lived. And by the afternoon and evening, it usually clears on out of there. And that's pretty much true. The Bahamas, Florida, and pretty much all the tropics from about, let's say, July through October, November timeframe. Keywell D fan, welcome. Nick Perez says, will Anthem of the Seas sail in January 28th? I certainly hope so. I mean, anytime you're talking about sailings that are beyond, I would say, October, even October, I would even include there. There's a pretty good chance of that happening, but I can't promise. I have no power. I don't have any more insight than you guys do on this. What's the weather like in the Bahamas in January? Warm, not hot. Humidity's pretty low. That's a nice thing about it. It's actually a pleasure to be outside. So, when can you cruise from Dubai? As soon as you find one to book, my friend. Dubai cruises are a little. They've been pulling back on those because of some of the geopolitical issues in the area. I'm sure you're aware of. But outside of that, they tend to put stuff out there. Darlene, any news? We posted like 4 blog posts, maybe even 5 blog posts today at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Now, Darlene, if you're asking, has there been any changes to canceled cruises? No. But again, if you were a betting man or woman, you might be looking at Wednesday for that magical date because Royal Caribbean is issuing a business update at that point. Sarah, where's Harmony sailing from? Port Canaveral, Florida. Port Canaveral, Florida. Just about an hour and some change away from my house, if that makes any sense. Randy Patrick with a super chat. Randy, thank you so much. By the way, the wife and I had to opt for the future cruise credit from our June 5th cancellation. So we do have... Wait. Had to opt for the future cruise credit for our June 5th cancellation. So we have to do St. Pete in June instead. Hashtag not cruising stinks. Randy, I was in the same situation. We did St. Pete for MLK weekend. Now, granted, back then I could have still gone on a cruise, but that's kind of hindsight at this point. I will tell you, St. Pete is beautiful, great waterfront, terrific dining, go hungry, there's some great food there, but it ain't a cruise. And hashtag not cruising stinks is absolutely right. We had a great time there, but yeah. And Nicole says, can the Allure of the Seas sail from Galveston without a new terminal? No. From all accounts that I can tell, Nicole, the answer to that is no. Once Royal Caribbean, technically speaking, Royal has not announced anything yet. Part of the reason why they're building a new terminal is to accommodate Allure of the Seas, an Oasis-class ship. So my guess, Nicole, is that what's going to happen at some point is they're going to say, okay, Allure is not going to be coming here in the first year. We're going to put some other ship there, and then when the terminal's ready, then Allure will show up. TNT Films, who's the guy that says bing bong after he makes an announcement? Mark Walker, cruise director Mark. Yes, absolutely. There's a Mark Hunter here. Hello, Mark. And Alan Agor with a super chat. Alan, thank you so much, my friend. 350 days till Allure of the Sea 69 out of Port Canaveral. No implication is sad, but Sabor survives. Labadee and Kokoki, come join us. Dude, I don't even know what date that is. I can't do the math on 350. It's a little less than a year ago. Or a year from now, rather, I should say. But, man, let me tell you something, Alan. When cruising returns... My wife is probably going to kick me out of the house because I'm going to be like, can we book a cruise? Can we book a cruise? Yeah, I know we have those booked. Can we book another one? Can we book another one? I got to make it for lost time, you know? Tequila for Matt. Whoa. Andy, any new changes to cruising? Probably the most interesting change, if you want to call it that, was what we reported first at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Some of those things that, ideas and things that Royal Caribbean is working on that Royal Caribbean CEO Michael Bailey announced last week that we posted at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Most notably, it was confirmation, what many of us already assumed, quite frankly, that the the Windjammer is probably going to be changed out for something. We don't know yet what, but something. Sharon, is the dining package worth it to buy? Sharon, the dining packages will absolutely positively save you money. But it's a lot of food. That's the only thing. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Mike Pastor in the house. What's up, Mike? Hope you're doing well. Hope everything is great in that area that you live in. That's between me and you and somewhere in middle of nowhere, Claremont. But glad to have you here. Carlos, what's your opinion on the possibility of the Windjammer going away? It's going away. Royal Caribbean has already said that. Michael Bailey confirmed that. But guys, that doesn't mean that the Windjammer is going to be boarded up and like, all right, that's it. It's gone. They're going to change it. They're going to introduce a new restaurant concept. What that is, we don't know. But also, Carlos, I think that's a temporary change. And I think if you fast forward a year or so from now, who knows how long, at some point down the line, they will bring that back once it's safe to do so. Carrie loves the Bing Bong guy. Awesome cruise director. He cracked us up during the Love and Marriage game show. I've been on one cruise with him, and unfortunately I didn't get a chance to really catch his shtick too much. I know a lot of people really, really like it. Nicholas, I heard cruises from Asia will start first. Do you think so? It's a good question. I don't know. Where'd you read that, or where'd you hear that, Nicholas? I think at this point, Nicholas, everything is pure speculation. People guessing, assuming, making educated guesses, but it's just that. They're just guesses. Oh, God, Jägermeister? Zachary, let me tell you something. The last time I had Jägermeister was probably, how old am I now? If I'm lucky, 15 years ago. Maybe as many as 20 years ago. And the smell of it still is no bueno. That is a line I can never go past again. That one, I've done many regrettable things in my adult life. Jägermeister is not one of them. Papa Mozo with the super chat. Thank you, Papa Mozo, for your super chat, sir. Thank you. Really appreciate that. And AHN with the super chat. What are the best excursions to do in St. Martin? Ooh, the beach. I think the beach is really where a lot of people go. Maho Beach, that's the beach where all the airplanes land like right on top of you. Grand Case Beach, if you're looking for an absolutely beautiful beach on the French side. I think a lot of people really like doing beach days. It's also very hot there, so that's part of it as well. Mike Pastor, I'm west of you. At least I live by the water. I mean, we live by the water too. We just call them retention ponds. But yes, you're not wrong on that one. Don Goldstein is here. What's up, Don? Melcaps, what are some can't miss activities in the daily cruise compass? Ooh, that's a great question, Mel. Trivia. I love trivia. They do it a couple times a day. I can't get enough of it. I absolutely love trivia. I think it's fantastic. So I would say trivia 1. I would say Love and Marriage game show. If you've never seen it, that is a must-do activity. Number 3, an escape room. If you're on a ship that has an escape room, it is absolutely worthwhile. Fantastic experience. I every time I do it, and I've done a lot of them, it's worth every penny. I like that quite a bit. And let me give you one more. What's another like can't miss? Really, I mean, a lot of people love the belly flop competition. It's not my cup of tea, but people do enjoy it. So to each their own. I respect that. I respect there's a lot of people out there and not a lot and less people than me. So clearly, I'm maybe the wrong one there. Marlena, photo packages seem to have changed. Can they cap out at 100 if we bought it unlimited? No, Marlena, my expectation would be they'll honor your unlimited package. You paid for it, you bought it, you agreed to it, they're going to honor it. That's typically what we see, Marlena, with when like an unlimited option gets grandfathered out. They usually honor it. So I would be more shocked if they didn't. 12th man, what about main dining rooms? How will social distancing be done? We don't know that yet, my friend. I think when Royal Caribbean is ready to resume sailings, I think we're going to see at that point or close thereafter, a big policy statement, guys. Like the new laws of the land. Here's what we're doing to keep guests safe, and there'll be rules associated with that. So, how can you forget the quest? The quest. See, David, I knew I was forgetting one. Thank you, David, for keeping me honest on that one. Yeah, the quest, the adult scavenger hunt. It's worth seeing at least once, definitely. But unless you don't have a sense of humor, then don't go to that. Matt Rierick, Jaeger is not my friend anymore. I'm glad somebody else feels that way. It was never my friend. I just knew it for a little bit. Paul, Oasis in October hopefully stops in Canaveral, Nassau, and Coco Key. Any chance of Royal doing Coco Key back-to-back for the time being instead of other ports with possible restrictions? Possibly, but Paul, in order to get to Coco Key, Nassau will have to be open. The Bahamas controls access to its islands, whether they're private islands or not. It's still a foreign country. The Bahamas controls it. So I suspect if they can go to Coco Key, they can go to Nassau. That being said, Royal Caribbean's president and CEO, Michael Bailey, did confirm that they're definitely going to be leaning on their private islands, Labadee, Coco Key, because it's a lot easier to get into them than other places. So to your point, yes, I think there's going to be a lot more sailings to those islands. I don't know about a back-to-back, but certainly there's going to be a lot of sailings, especially early on, that visit those places. David Carter recommends in St. Martin, America's Cup Sailing Regatta was a blast. I've heard a lot of people done that and loved it, so yeah, give it a shot. KZ, oh, KZ's talking to Haley, sorry. Oh no, KZ, maybe, is Haley your name? Okay, anyway, KZ writes, Cruise Planner has the deluxe drink package at 20% off. Wondering if it'll get lower. Here's what you should do, KZ, when it comes to drink packages, but book it now. If you know you want to get it, book it now, lock in the price, number one. Number two, if there's a better price tomorrow, next week, anytime before your cruise, you can always cancel and rebook it. There's no penalty for doing so. And then you just cancel, rebook at the new price, you're good to go. And the reason why I'm telling you to book it now is if the price, it protects against the price going up later. So that's what I would do. That's what I recommend everybody do. Sharon Stockman with a giant super chat. Woo! Hope a vaccine comes before Christmas so I can go on my cruise. Hopefully they move Allure somewhere in the U.S. as I'm booked Christmas 2021. Thank you very much, Sharon, for your very, very kind donation there. And yeah, I think we're all hoping for that. I had to share the news today about there's a positive, good news coming out of some very early testing of a coronavirus vaccine. We posted that earlier this afternoon at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Not necessarily in the purview of cruising, obviously, but every one of us is interested in anything related to good news related to COVID-19. And so, yeah, I'm with you on that one. I really cannot wait for all of this to get behind. I really want this to become the punchline joke, like the way that Y2K is a punchline joke now. Like we kind of like, remember Y2K? I want to think about that in the same vein, if that makes sense. Camulo, what's the best cruise to go to the Bahamas? How about Navigator of the Seas, Mariner of the Seas? Can't go wrong there. Janice, should we buy the drink package now? You should, if you know you want the drink package, you should always buy it before the cruise. Yes. Joe R, I have a cruise booked on Symphony August 1st. Nice. How much? Ben wants to know, how much does the escape room cost? I believe at last I checked, it was like $12 or $13 a person. No more than 15, I don't think. It's in the teens. That much I remember. Maybe it might be like $19.99. It depends on the ship. You gotta check your cruise planner on Royal Caribbean's website for that. Carlos, do you think the cruise planner price is skyrocketing all of a sudden could be a sign of the cruises may happen? Maybe, but I don't know. To be perfectly blunt, Royal Caribbean systems are not that sophisticated. There's a lot of, if you cruise with Royal long enough, you're probably keenly aware that there's many cases of one hand not knowing what the other hand is doing. I'm not sure there's a concerted effort on that part, but you never know. Hey, you might be right, Carlos. Maybe onto something there. Zachary, can we make Royal Caribbean keep Grandeur of the Seas? Almost certainly not. I just don't see it happening. It's just it's a circle of cruise ship life, my friends. Eventually they get too old and they got to go somewhere else. Now, that being said, Zachary, with the whole coronavirus thing, maybe they're going to say, listen, we're going to hold on to them for a little bit longer. But, you know, the tombstone is written, whether or not the date may change. But, yeah, I don't think they're going to, I think Grandeur and quite frankly, all the Vision class ships, along with at some point Empress and Majesty, will be moving on to a better place, as they say. Let's see here. Nick, what is an escape room? It is a themed experience. These exist on land as well, where you go into a room and you have like an hour to figure out a series of puzzles and clues that unlock a greater solution, a greater puzzle that unlocks your door to get out of there. It's a fun thing. It's a really cool brain teaser. Something very different. And it's on some ships, but it's fantastic to do. So, let's see here. And how is Florida gone completely back to normal? No, we're only in phase 1. Tim, it's surprising that 482 days out, the key and deluxe drink package are already on sale. We bought the key for $21.99 per person per day. Never underestimate, Tim, Royal Caribbean's desire to get your money right now. And yeah, that's before all the coronavirus stuff. The cruise planner purchases were where Royal Caribbean really made their profits. That was where the real money was made over there. So, yeah, I'm not surprised one bit that they're offering you those that early. Hey, if people are going to book it, they'll sell it, right? Axel, will they move a Radiance class ship to Baltimore when the Vision class is gone? I don't know about that, Axel, because you're talking about way down the line. You're already anticipating no more Vision class ship. There's still a couple that are left out there, namely Enchantment of the Seas, Rhapsody of the Seas, and Vision, if I'm not mistaken. So you got a little bit, long time before that point. You're talking, honestly, Axel, you're talking at least 5 or 10 years down the line, and that's like, you might as well ask me when flying cars will be a thing. Because that's how long it is out there. Let's see here. Creative self-therapy. What's the best thing to do in Honduras? Ooh, Roatan. I really liked my time at the Mayan Princess. It's a semi-all-inclusive resort that you can book through Royal Caribbean. I like that quite a bit. Mark, it's not phase 2, my friend. We were in phase 0.5 before. Now we're in phase 1. I live in Florida. I think I know it. You may live in Florida too, but we're now in phase 1 as defined by the federal government. Phase 2... coming next, perhaps. But, yeah, we're still in phase 1. Andrea, hello. I know, what's the oldest Royal Caribbean cruise ship right now? Empress of the Seas. Let's see here. Bodgers, I'm going on a cruise to Alaska on August 2nd. Is the credit to be extended for 2022? I believe they did that. If you have a canceled cruise, or you're going to cancel your cruise, you want to take that future cruise credit, I believe right now it goes through April 2022. I forgot what year it is. And Bedros, you don't have to type your question 8 times in a row. Once, give me a few minutes. If I don't get to it, type it again. But you don't need to type it 8 times. It's kind of annoying to everybody. But thank you. Mrs. Thomas, do you think El Loco Fresh will be changed as well as the Windjammer being redone to accommodate the virus precautions? I think almost certainly, Mrs. Thomas, almost every, if not every single dining venue, there's going to be new policies in place to be able to, better deal with those kind of restrictions and needs, and yeah, now whether or not, I think there's going to be a global policy. I think it's going to cover places like El Loco Fresh or Sorrento's or Park Cafe, things of that nature. But yes, I don't anticipate walking on a cruise ship, Mrs. Thomas, on the first day and El Loco Fresh looking exactly the same. I think the Windjammer got targeted because it's the one that everybody knows. It's like the de facto buffet, but I think there are going to be changes as well to other venues. So, my favorite ship, creative self-therapy, Harmony of the Seas. Joe Ariza, welcome. What's the best thing to do in Antigua? Right today, the answer is Valley Church Beach. Lovely beach, one of the most beautiful I've ever been to. Love that. The answer in maybe another year or two is Royal Caribbean is developing its first Royal Beach Club. This is basically a Royal Caribbean excursion run by Royal Caribbean. So instead of having like an entire island like Perfect Day, Coquille, or Labadee, you have just one area, an excursion, a beach, that's operated by Royal Caribbean. And when that opens, it's going to open in Antigua first. And when it opens there, it is going to be amazing. Richard Cardet, how is Freedom of the Seas? Amazing. Love Freedom. Fabulous ship. Just got refurbed as well. What's the newest Royal Caribbean ship on hell? That would be Symphony of the Seas. Sorry. No, that's not right. Spectrum of the Seas. Jose Pena, will Baltimore be a cruise port for Royal Caribbean once Vision class and smaller ships leave? I mean, again, piggybacking on the other question, Jose, there's still 3 other Vision class ships that are left. So you're asking me about what I think is going to happen like at least 10 years from now, and I can't answer that question. There is obviously a theoretical limit to the size of ships that can get into Baltimore because of the, the Key Harbor Bridge, whatever that bridge is in Baltimore, but yeah. Carlos, what's it like to be the most popular person on Facebook on Monday nights? I hate to be the one to tell you, but we're on YouTube, my friend. If someone else that looks like me is on Facebook, hey, that's good for that guy. But it ain't me. Joe R, what's the best thing to do in Puerto Rico? Nothing. But let me get that right. You don't need to book an excursion. Just walk around. I love walking around San Juan. It's a beautiful city. You dock right in Old San Juan. Lots to do there, so just walk around and explore. 12th man, do foreign countries have something similar to the U.S. Coast Guard in case medical evacs are needed? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. They call it different things. Sometimes it's actually rolled into the military, but absolutely. Lisa, opinions on Independence of the Seas. Great ship. What's not to love about it? Shannon, what's the status of the Allure refurbishment? Shannon, Allure is in Spain right now. She's supposed to be, I don't know if she's reached Cadiz. I think she was supposed to get there yesterday. But she's going to be getting just some basic work done. That means navigation and propulsion. The other changes, the amplification, if you will. She is in Gibraltar still. She's underway. I think she's heading there. I don't know what she's doing. She's right now. She's supposed to be going to Spain to get that work done. But Royal Caribbean has said they're going to do just propulsion and navigation, and then after that, they're going to at some point figure out. They're finalizing the details about what's going to happen for that amplification, when and where that'll occur. Jabe just logged on. Welcome. Received our cruise planner credit. My wife and I received separate certificates. We can use them on separate cruises. Have one in September, another one in May. Yeah, you definitely can. Absolutely. They're issued to two different people there. So, yeah. Do you need a passport to fly to Puerto Rico? As an American? No, you do not. If you're an American coming from America, no, you do not. So, Pascal, hashtag save Sabor. Absolutely. Yvonne from Guatemala, your reservation agent. Welcome, Yvonne. Glad to have you here. Not Buenos dias. Buenos tardes? Is that good evening? My Spanish is terrible. Carlos, I meant YouTube. I know what you meant there. Goodness. Let's see here. Lawrence Lindquist, I hope the Windjammer goes to cafeteria style with lunch ladies serving food. Man, lunch ladies, you're taking me back to elementary school. Got the hairnets and the mustaches, right? Come on, we all had lunch ladies with the mustaches, and we're always like, what? Keith Bruce, do you collect souvenirs from every item you visit, every island I visit? No, I don't. I do keep some souvenirs, as you may be able to tell from behind me, but I don't have like a concerted collection, if you will. 12th Man Proud with a giant super chat. Woo! 12th Man, thank you so much. Buenos noches. Oh man, I should know it. What's Buenos tardes? Is that good afternoon? Buenos noches. You can tell my Spanish is terrible. KZ, well, thank you, KZ. KZ appreciates me. KZ, I appreciate you guys. You guys are super awesome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being such a great community, because as you guys know, I can't answer every single question, but I do see in chat people like, Michael Pastor or Pascal and everybody helping each other out. I think that is amazing, and that's a testament to the wonderful community we have over here. Ashlyn 1, your first time making it live. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Love what and how this is so informative and interesting at the same time. Was on Allure in January. Love Royal Caribbean. Well, Ashlyn, I butchered your name. Alishan. Welcome. I am glad you are here. I really appreciate the very, very kind words and compliments. And more importantly, I'm so glad that you are here with us this evening. Javon is here. Speaking of really helpful people, Javon is here. Tony Diaz, lunch lady, mustaches, hairnets, and blue hair. Yeah, we definitely went to... I don't know if they've changed it all, but yeah. Let's see here. Kirk, why doesn't Royal Caribbean cruise from California? It's a complicated question, or complicated answer, really. It's a simple question. Complicated answer. It has to do with a couple things. Number one, the bottom line, Royal Caribbean can make more money with their cruise ships elsewhere. Meaning, if the ship sails from LA, they could sell rooms for X amount of dollars. Versus other places, they can make Y amount of dollars, and that Y is more. I think the advent and rise of cruising in places like China and Australia have drawn cruise ships away from other markets, namely California. Now, on top of that, you have another compounding issue, which is violence in Western Mexico, which started about, I don't know, I'm talking like this, about, let's call it 8 or 10 years ago, give or take, maybe even a little less than that. There's been a rise of violence in Western Mexico, where a lot of cruise lines pulled out. In fact, almost all of them pulled out of California, because if you're cruising out of California, you're going to one place, you're going to Mexico. And a lot of them pulled out, including Royal, and they never came back from that. So combination of those two things is the primary reason. These days, I really believe it is for one reason, though. It is because they can make more money with their ships elsewhere. That's all. Not to say they can't make money in California. They can make more money elsewhere. Jerry Foskey, how was Freedom of the Seas for Royal Caribbean? Fantastic. Fantastic. You'll love it. Bodrish, I'm going on a cruise ship with 10 people. Any suggestions for a package? What type of package, Bodrish? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Mike Bassart, Royal Caribbean blog community is awesome. Big part of why I got hooked on cruising. Hey, well said, my friend. So, Greg DeBrita, sorry I made it here so late. I won't rickroll the chat tonight. I appreciate you that you're never going to let us down, never going to give us up. Never going to run around. Okay, that's it. You're too late. You did it again. Mike Jameson, can't really think of good places to go from California. They're great places, all along the west coast of California, the Baja Peninsula. Primarily, there's a region called the Mexican Riviera, and in its heyday, man, it was fantastic. So there are places to go, but again, I think in my heart of hearts, it's because they can make more money in other places. Marlena, any idea why they don't let you make dining reservations with unlimited packages until you get on board? The reason was dining packages came about for one reason. They created dining packages in order to augment other reservations. Before dining packages, Marlena, they had just regular reservations. You book Chops Grill, you book this one. And the problem was that people were not, there were open seats. And the thing was they wanted to fill those open seats, but they wanted to spread it out a little bit more. So they came with the idea with the dining package. Dining package, you get to save money, but on the flip side, downside, however you want to look at it, is you've got to, you've got to wait till you get on board and then fill out those extra gaps in the schedule. That's the basic idea behind it. Now, that being said, last year, during Royal Caribbean's President's Cruise, that question came up. And actually, Royal Caribbean Food and Beverage said they are working on a way to allow you to make reservations with a dining package in advance. I don't have any timeline. I haven't heard a thing about it since. So I think it's a pretty low priority, especially with what's going on with, coronavirus. But eventually, we could see that change. Bachelors with dining or drink packages. I think getting one is a good idea. I mean, I like drink packages. The nice thing about dining and drink packages is it greatly simplifies the onboard experience for everybody involved. You're all on the same page. You can all do the same thing. So yeah, I think it's a good idea. Elizabeth Eastwood, ever been on adventure? I've not been on adventure, I've been on our sister ships, her other Voyager class ships like Mariner, Explorer, Navigator. Fantastic. You will love Adventure of the Seas. Really, really nice. Tolman, does Royal Caribbean sell gift cards? I've seen Carnival ones. No, they do not. In fact, there are some gift certificates online. Do not buy them. Their redemption rules are really strict. It's not like buying a gift card in the traditional sense. Don't get them. It's a bad idea. Joseph Sherwood, hello and welcome. Budgers, it depends on how much it is, my friend. Like all things, it will save you money. How much? You got to do the math you're on. I can't give you that math because it really depends on how often you drink, how often you eat, where you eat, which package you get. But check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. We have a lot of articles about that. Danielle says, I'm so happy to be dancing with Royal Caribbean. Can't wait to get back on the ship performing despite all the updates and safety measures. That is awesome. What, if you don't mind my asking, Danielle, what shows or ships, or I don't know how specific you want to get, but what do you perform in? If you can tell us that, because I gotta tell you, the entertainment on Royal Caribbean is fantastic. One of our favorite things to do, Danielle, now, if we go to see, a Broadway show coming in Orlando, where I live, or anywhere, is we look for people who've been, in the playbill, if they've been on Royal before. You guys do an amazing job. It's really, the amount of talent, incredible. One of my favorite events to do, in fact, I think it's my wife's favorite activity on a Royal ship, is one that is almost not always announced. But on 7-night sailings that have a Broadway show, they will usually do at some point kind of an event where the cast of the show, including people who don't have singing roles, are able to sing for guests at like the Schooner Bar or another venue that has a piano. Usually it's led by the musical conductor, and they'll sing it's so great, and it's such a great testament to the talent that's out there, and people really have great talents there. So fantastic, yeah. Kirk, do they have preloaded cards for the kids to use beyond arcade, but for candy, ice cream, etc.? No, but you can go to guest services and put spending limits on the SeaPass of your kids. So it's kind of a way around that. John Cubero, what's a must-do in St. Kitts? I've been to St. Kitts twice, got off the ship once. The one thing we did there, which is kind of fun, something different, they have a train tour, as in a choo-choo train. I don't know how else to describe it. But it's really cool. It goes through the St. Kitts countryside. That's a really fun thing to do, but I think most people end up going to the beach there. Let's see here. Hardy, is San Juan Port open, leaving on June 21st, not canceled yet? I'm honestly not sure, but I think a lot, Hardy, of cruises in June and July. Kind of waiting and seeing right there. Brogan, love how positive, enthusiastic you really are. Really helping me get through this no cruise period. Keep up the good work. Brogan, thank you for the super chat, my friend. Very kind of you. Cheerio. Thank you, Governor. Really appreciate that, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very, very kind. Danielle, thanks for all the positive comments. Your channel is great. The shows are stellar. I'm so happy to be part of them. It was quite the audition process indeed. I can't wait. I can't wait to hopefully see you on board, because for two reasons. One, I get to see an awesome show. Two, that means I'm on a cruise ship again, which, yes, I'm in agreement with you, would love to get back on there. Yes, please. Kevin J, I was in the Schooner Bar for one of those singing events. It was great. It was fantastic. I mean, it's now when we get on a cruise and there's a 7-night cruise and there's a Broadway show, we will seek out the musical director on the first day or two to be like, hey, when are you guys going to do that? Because we absolutely want to do that. I remember on Anthem of the Seas, we went on Anthem this past July, and we did exactly. I talked to the cruise director, and the cruise director was like, "Hey, man, this is a brand new cast. They just signed on like a week or two ago, so we weren't planning on doing it. But let me ask." And they ended up doing it, and it was so good. It was so much fun, and it's amazing because again, the crew that does it, the performers, are doing this on their own time. They're not paid for it. It's during their off time, so it's a big commitment for them to be able to say, I'd rather entertain some guests than go, not just veg somewhere in my room. Patrick, any update about texting on the Royal Caribbean app? No, there's been zero updates. I think part of that, honestly, Patrick, the best case scenario, Patrick, is there have been updates, but Royal Caribbean has not provided any, verbal updates. They've been very quiet all across the board. So, best case scenario, they've been working on it, but they haven't said anything, and when they resume cruises, we'll get more info. But equally possible, nothing's been done because everything's been kind of locked down right there. 12th Man Proud with a giant super chat. Woo! 12th Man, thank you. 12th Man writes, thanks, Matt. Got to bail. Dinner time. Stay safe. See you next Monday, my friend. Thank you so much for your generosity, and enjoy your dinner. Enjoy your dinner. Bodgers, we don't know how many people will be allowed on Serenade of the Seas. Don't know that, my friend. Joe Beck, does the Cocoa Beach Club Cabana purchase include adventure water park passes? No. The water park, Thrill Water Park, is not included as part of the Cocoa Beach Club. So, let's see here. Kyle, what's your favorite show on board? Ooh, Columbus the Musical on Harmony of the Seas. I love that. I'm a sucker for the Love and Marriage game show across any ship. Always a hoot. And in addition to that, the aforementioned Quest. That's always, the Quest is always, if I know someone in it, I really enjoy it. It's a fun thing to do, as long as you have a good sense of humor. So, Keith, have they announced what shows will be on Odyssey of the Seas yet? No, not yet, my friend. Not yet. TNT, how much money have you made from the Super Chat donations and all the lives you've done? Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. The other thing is, YouTube takes a cut out of it, so even then I'd have to, I have no idea, my friend, but it's very generous. Of course, Super Chats are something, you don't have to give a Super Chat out. It is an optional thing to do. It's the tip jar, basically. In the same way that if I were a musical guitarist, you guys don't know what a musical guitarist is, performing and you throw some money in there, same idea. But you guys, truly, especially in these days when, YouTube ad revenue, the ads you see watching videos, has plummeted. It's not gone down. It's plummeted to non-existent levels. You guys are what keeping the lights on, so thank you so much. And Kenny K, holy moly, with a giant super chat. Woo! More AdWords revenue. Maybe we'll change Liberty to double Coco Key and Labadee. Suggest to Mike. Mike. Let me go talk to Royal Caribbean CEO. Hey, Mike. Excuse me. I'll mention it the next time I hang out with him. How about that? That's my promise. Kenny, thank you so much for your generosity, my friend. Pascal, I've never missed a Love and Marriage game show. Ended up as a contestant once. Is there video? Tell me there's video, Pascal. New live blog thread on the Royal Caribbean blog message boards. Pascal's first time at the Love and Marriage game show. Eddie, I love your YouTube channel. I think you're awesome, from Corpus Christi, Texas. Eddie, thank you, my friend. It's very kind of you to say. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. So, Lisa, 7 p.m. too late to enjoy nighttime entertainment at my time dining. No. 7 p.m.? That's right in the thick of things. No problem at all. There's still plenty to see before and after dinner. So I think you're good on that one. Bill, do sweet guests on Harmony get WoW bans? In Grand Suite and above, yes. Nick Perez, how will Royal Caribbean handle social distancing on sea days on the pool deck? We don't know yet. I think part of what Royal Caribbean is going to announce when they really resume sailings is they're going to have the new rules, answers to those kind of questions right there. Javon, what's the Love and Marriage game show? It is like the Newlywed Game. You ever watched that old game show on, well, now it's on reruns, obviously. But if you ever watched that, that's kind of what that is. Don't bring the kids. Greg DeBrito, I want to see the video. I want to see the video too. Trey, how are Royal Caribbean's future ship orders being impacted by the corona situation? Good question, Trey. Royal said about, I don't know, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago that they are expecting delays in 2020 and 2021. So there are 2 ships for Royal Caribbean International in those years. Odyssey of the Seas and Wonder of the Seas. Now there's not more, that's all we know. How delayed, when delayed, till when, we don't know. But that's what Royal Caribbean has said up to this point. Let's see here. Jose, Allure, is Royal Caribbean trying to squeeze in some of those applications before setting sail again? No. Royal Caribbean has told me they're just doing navigation and propulsion. That's it. So, Joe, have a good night. Thank you for joining us here. Appreciate it. We got time for another question or two, guys, and then I got to run out of here. We already did 45 minutes? Holy moly. Man, time flies hanging out with my friends talking Royal Caribbean. Brogan, will Labadee be changed to perfect day or will it remain as it is? So Royal Caribbean has said they are going to change it over. And that was all before coronavirus. So Brogan, almost like every answer now has to be like, well, before coronavirus, the answer was yes, perfect day at Labadee was going to happen. But there's been no timetable before or after to talk about. But that is or was the plan at the very least. So, Kenny K, a perfect example of a game show is on Netflix. Of the Love and Marriage game show. Oh, wait, I'm getting messages. Perfect example of game show is on Netflix like Father. Most of the movie is on Harmony. In fact, Kenny, I was on that sailing when they filmed it. Lisa, maybe we can play Pascal's video of Love and Marriage in the next live chat. Pascal. She's probably already like uninstalling YouTube and like forgetting that she ever talked to any of us. TT Films was my Instagram, Royal Caribbean Blog. One word, Royal Caribbean Blog. I think same as my YouTube channel name. I really haven't posted much in Instagram unless I'm on a ship. I'm not really into the whole gramming stuff. One day I'll share my thoughts on Instagram and what I think of it. But when I'm on a cruise ship, I share a lot of photos, but these days I really haven't posted a whole lot there. But absolutely follow me there. Some good shots to look at the very least, so. And our last question is from Metallica 2506. I'm going on Oasis of the Seas, August 3rd, 2020. In your opinion, do you think I'll be able to go? I have no idea, my friend. I get the question all the time, and I apologize because I know exactly what you're asking me, but I feel bad giving you false hope one way or another. Like if I say, yeah, I think you'll go, then you'll feel great. And then if it gets canceled, well, I'm the jerk who told you, yeah. And if I tell you, dude, I don't think it's going to happen, well, I just ruined your night. And whether or not it happens or not, I'm still the jerk who ruined your night. So, I don't know. I hope you can go. That's the best I can say. I got cruises in July. I hope I can go, but, hope for the best, plan for the worst. Tony Covered Comedy, thank you for the super chat. Every week I tune in and say you are going to get some real tequila, but for some reason you keep taking virtual tequila shots. Hashtag tequila for Matt. All right, virtual tequila shot. There you go. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate that. Oof, smooth. Nisa with the super chat. Have you ever seen the show Mega Food on Netflix? They featured Oasis and was a documentary for the food preparation. I've only seen one episode and it was that one on Oasis. Pretty cool. I mean, I think these days documentaries about really anything, especially cruise ships, they tend to over dramatize them. They look for like, oh my God, they try to make it like, what's that Gordon Ramsay show? Like, Restaurant Impossible or whatever, where they, they make drama out of thin air. But anyway, it is a really cool look at how those things happen. Yeah, it's pretty cool there. So awesome. So, when am I going to be live next, TNT Films? I'm live every Monday on YouTube. On Facebook, I'm live Tuesday and Saturday. Wednesday on Periscope. I don't usually go live on Thursday. Friday, Periscope. Saturday, Facebook, as I mentioned. Sunday for Top Tier Insiders. And then back here on Monday. So every Monday, I am live right here. I want to hear the Instagram rant on the next Top Tier chat. Remind me, I'll be happy to do that for you, Pascal. Absolutely. So, all right, guys, on that note, I'm going to head on out of here. I got to say thank you, though. First of all, thank you, Nisa. Thank you, Tony Cover Comedy. Thank you, Kenny. Thank you, 12th Man. Thank you, Brogan. Thank you, 12th Man again. Thank you, Sharon Stockman. Thank you, AHN. Papa Bozo, thank you very much. Alan Agor, thank you. Randy Patrick, thank you. Kim Oakland, thank you. Chef Jason, thank you. Chance Carroll, thank you. Randy Patrick again. Wow, my goodness. Thank you, Randy, again. And Ed Speece. Thank you guys for your generosity. You guys are amazing. Thank you for all your help this evening. I really appreciate it. And also, thanks for keeping me company here, talking Royal Caribbean. Check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. We have plenty more waiting for you over at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. And again, we'll be live again next Monday right here on YouTube. So have a great week, everybody. Enjoy, stay safe, and we'll talk again very soon right here on YouTube. Bye, everybody.